Hello everyone, thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome to My Prepper Kitchen. For the month of December, my family does Dine in December, where we try to eat at home as much as possible to save money for the holidays. We've done a really good job of this so far this year, not perfect. If I'm being fully honest, I made this meal yesterday, Friday the 10th, and my husband decided he wanted pizza last night. So my son did eat this meal when he got home from school, but we were at the office late. So this meal we will actually be eating Saturday, which is the day I'm posting this, and enjoying it then. But I did have a bite of it. My son had a couple bowls of it, and it is absolutely delicious. I made this meal when I first started prepping because I was watching a lot of YouTube videos and a lot of people were prepping these two items, the Bear Creek chicken noodle soup and the Sweet Sue chicken and dumplings. And we had just bought a camper, which was, just a few months ago, and I needed to make a quick and easy meal in our camper. And I had both of these things and I decided, well, let's combine them and see what happens. And it was a huge hit with my family. Ever since then, which was just a couple months ago, we have probably ate this half a dozen times. I highly recommend combining these two things, and you'll see me make this meal. And I'm also going to make some bread, which I've posted a bread recipe, the 4-ingredient bread recipe. It's very simple and very easy. I modified it a little bit for this video, but this is a great meal, and it's a family favorite. And I think anybody that loves chicken noodle soup will enjoy this, but it really thickens it up and makes it more substantial when you add the chicken and dumplings to it. So let's go ahead and get into that. The package instructions call for 8 cups of water. I never measure this because I always make it on the stove, but this time I made it in the crock pot because we were going to be at the office all day. So 8 cups of water in the crock pot, 1 package of chicken noodle soup. You don't need any extra seasonings. This has a ton of seasonings you'll see when I pour it in. It is so flavorful. There's plenty of sodium already. Like, you literally don't need anything else. So all I did was pour this into the crock pot, put it on high for a couple hours just to start getting that cooking. And then later I lowered it down to low for like the rest of the day. So now that the chicken noodle soup's in the crock pot cooking, I start to make the bread recipe because I thought rolls actually would be good with this soup. So here I'm just adding 6 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 package of yeast, which is 7 grams, and 1 tablespoon of table salt. You mix all of those things up, all the dry ingredients, and then you add 2.5 cups of warm water. Mix all of that until it's combined, just combined, you're not rolling this out. And then you set this aside for an hour so that the dough can rise. After an hour, you're gonna put it out and knead the dough. And then what I ended up doing, which I've never done before, is make this into little rolls. I love the loaves of bread because sometimes we'll eat sandwiches with that, which in my previous video where I walk you through this step by step, I do that. But I think this is our new favorite way of doing this because we can have little sandwiches or my daughter loves just to eat bread. And so this was really easy and convenient. I don't really measure anything out. I'm not a professional bread maker. I just do what feels natural, and it's always come out perfect. So here you can see that I'm just pulling these off piece by piece out of the big dough, and I'm setting them aside. And then after I have all of that into smaller roll sizes, I just knead the individual little rolls so that everything is how my previous video is, but we're doing it smaller this time. And then I just put them in my Dutch oven. And for this recipe, I actually bake these at 400 degrees for 30 minutes with the lid on. And then I kept it at 400 degrees and I baked them for 20 minutes with the lid off. It is truly just a little bit of a tweak to my previous bread recipe, and it came out perfect. I also want to mention that I add a piece of aluminum foil to the bottom of my Dutch oven when I'm baking it so that the bottom doesn't get so hard and crusty. Let me tell you, these rolls are amazing. My daughter, who loves bread, she was like, "Mom, please always make it like this. This is so good." They truly tasted great. So now that the bread is done, I go back to the chicken noodle soup, which has been cooking for a few hours. And here I'm going to add in the sweet Sioux chicken and dumplings. So what I really wanted to cook this in the crock pot for is because the peas and the carrots in the chicken noodle soup are hard. They're dehydrated. And every time I make this on the stove, they're still a little bit tough. And I personally don't like that. I like when the vegetables are all very soft. This really caused them to soften up, and it is probably my new preferred way of cooking this, even though a lot of times I won't be able to because I'll be like at the camper, or just because it's such a great, quick and easy meal that I will make this like in a pinch. But here I'm just adding in the dumplings. They look kind of weird, but they taste really good. Don't worry. If you are questioning prepackaged foods and canned foods, this is a great way to start. This meal here will convert you to trying a lot of other food. So I'm just breaking up the dumplings. I don't want to be too rough with them because I don't want them to be broken. I just want them to separate from each other. And then we put this back in the crock pot, like I said, on low, and let it cook for several hours. And then my son has this when he gets home from school. He loves it as usual and said it was really good. And then I made a bowl last night when we got home from the office. So pretty simple and easy, and I really hope you enjoyed this 2 recipes that I'm showing you. And I just wanted to say thank you for following my channel, for commenting, for liking. It really means so much, and my family and I are so grateful because we're having so much fun with this YouTube journey. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye everyone.